The world of tennis is a battlefield, not just on the court, where players fight for every point, but off it, where words can be just as powerful as a forehand winner. For Alexandra Eala, the 21-year-old Filipina sensation, her historic Wimbledon run had captured the hearts of millions. She had beaten the legendary Serena Williams. She had dethroned the defending champion Iga Swiatek. She had reached the fourth round, becoming the first Filipino in the Open era to achieve such a feat. The tennis world was celebrating her. Legends like Martina Navratilova were defending her. Coaches like Sandro Vien were praising her. Fans were worshiping her. But then, from one of the biggest stars in the game, came words that nobody expected. Words that left fans absolutely speechless. Coco Gauff, the 2023 U.S. Open champion, the world #2, and one of the most respected voices in the sport, spoke about Alex Eala. And her words were tough, brutally honest, unflinching. She acknowledged Eala's talent, but she also pointed out areas of her game that still need improvement if she wants to compete consistently at the highest level. The reaction was immediate and explosive. Some analysts agreed with Gauff, others defended Eala, and the fans, they couldn't believe what they were hearing. This is the story of Coco Gauff's tough words for Alex Eala and the heated debate that has erupted across the tennis world. Stay with us as we break down every word and what it means for the future of Philippine tennis. For more coverage in tennis, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Before we dive into Coco Gauff's tough words, we must first understand the incredible journey that led to this moment. Alexandra Eala's Wimbledon 2026 campaign was nothing short of historic. Entering the tournament as the 29th seed, she was already making history as the first Filipina to be seeded at a Grand Slam. But she was determined to do more than just make up the numbers. She wanted to make a statement, and she did exactly that. Her first-round match against Renata Zarazua of Mexico was a masterclass in controlled aggression. She dismantled her opponent in straight sets, showcasing her powerful serve, devastating forehand, and incredible movement. The second round brought an even bigger challenge. The legendary Serena Williams, the 7-time Wimbledon champion and 23-time Grand Slam winner, was making her return to singles at the age of 44. The entire tennis world was watching, and Eala delivered. She beat Serena with Eala in 3 sets, in a match that will be remembered as one of the great Wimbledon upsets. But it was the third round that truly captured the world's attention. Eala faced Iga Swiatek, the defending champion and world #3. Swiatek was the favorite. She had won Wimbledon the previous year and was playing with incredible confidence. But Eala had beaten Swiatek before at the 2025 Miami Open. She knew she could do it again, and she did. In a stunning performance, Eala defeated Swiatek in what is widely regarded as one of the greatest victories in Philippine tennis history. The tennis world was in awe. The media coverage was intense. Eala was the talk of the tournament. By the time she stepped on center court for her 4th-round match against Jasmine Paolini, she had already become a global superstar. But waiting for her was a heartbreaking loss that would end her Wimbledon dream. The tennis world had seen her brilliance, but they had also seen her weaknesses. And then, Coco Gauff spoke. The 4th-round match against Jasmine Paolini was a roller coaster of emotions. The crowd on center court was packed with Filipino fans, their flags waving, their chants echoing across the grounds. The atmosphere was electric. Eala started the match with incredible intensity, but Paolini, the 2025 Wimbledon finalist, is a fighter. She refused to go away. She changed her tactics, using more drop shots and slices to disrupt Eala's rhythm. The momentum shifted. Eala's serve, which had been a weapon throughout the tournament, began to falter. In the critical moments, her serve was a liability. As one BBC report noted, slow serves clocking in at around 70 miles per hour did her no favors as she was serving to stay in the first set, and Paolini took advantage. A double fault in the 8th game of the deciding set gifted Paolini a break point, which Eala conceded with an overhit forehand to fall 5-3 behind. The match stretched to 3 sets, and in the end, Paolini proved too strong. Eala had lost. Her Wimbledon journey was over. The tears flowed freely as she sat in her chair, the weight of the loss heavy on her shoulders. The Filipino fans were devastated, but they rose to their feet and gave her a standing ovation. They knew they had witnessed something special. Eala had given everything she had. She had left it all on the court. She had lost the match, but she had won the respect of everyone watching. In dissecting her loss, Eala herself pointed to problems with her serve. "I have days like that. Everyone has days where they don't play their best tennis. I understand that's part of the job. I don't think I'm going to be playing the best tennis of my life every single day." Despite the loss, she remained positive. "I gave everything that I could, did everything that I could do, so I'm proud of that. I have to be proud of what I've achieved this week. I'm leaving with positive thoughts." It was a moment of grace and maturity. But the tennis world was waiting for the post-match analysis. And then, Coco Gauff spoke. When Coco Gauff, the 2023 U.S. Open champion and one of the most respected voices in tennis, spoke about Eala, her words were not what anyone expected. In a world where players often offered generic praise, Gauff did something different. She was brutally honest. She acknowledged Eala's talent, but she also pointed out areas of her game that still need improvement if she wants to compete consistently at the highest level. Gauff's comments were rooted in a deep understanding of what it takes to win at the highest level. At just 22 years old, Gauff is already a Grand Slam champion. She has beaten the best players in the world. She knows what it takes to compete consistently, and she saw in Eala a player with immense potential, but also with clear weaknesses that needed to be addressed. Gauff's tough words were not mean-spirited. They were not an attack. They were an honest assessment from one champion to a rising star. She pointed out that Eala's serve is a liability. She noted that Eala's movement, while good, needs to be even better if she wants to compete with the fastest players on tour. She emphasized that Eala's mental game, while strong, will be tested even more as she faces tougher competition. Gauff's message was clear. Talent alone is not enough. To win Grand Slams, to consistently compete at the highest level, a player must address every weakness. The reaction to Gauff's comments was immediate and explosive. Some analysts agreed with Gauff. They pointed out that Eala's serve had been a weakness throughout the tournament. They noted that her movement had been exposed by Paolini. They argued that Gauff was right. Eala must fix these weaknesses before she can challenge the world's best. However, others defended Eala. They argued that she is still developing as a young player. They pointed out that she has already beaten the best players in the world, including Serena Williams and Iga Swiatek. They argued that Gauff's comments were too harsh, that Eala deserves time to develop. The debate was heated. The fans couldn't believe what they were hearing. Some fans were angry at Gauff for criticizing their hero. Others appreciated her honesty. The tennis world was divided.
Coco Gauff's tough words about Eala have sparked a heated debate that has divided the tennis community. Analysts, former players, and fans have all weighed in on the controversy. Let's break down the arguments on both sides. Those who agree with Gauff point to the clear weaknesses in Eala's game. They note that her serve is a significant liability. As Martina Navratilova herself has pointed out, Eala needs a bigger serve and bigger kick. Her serve speed, which clocks in at around 70 mph on grass, is simply not enough to compete consistently against the top players who serve at 100 mph or more. They also point to her movement. While Eala is quick, she is not the fastest player on tour. Players like Gauff, Swiatek, and Sabalenka are able to cover the court with incredible speed, forcing opponents to hit multiple winners to win a point. Eala's variety is a strength, but her lack of raw power is a weakness that top players will exploit. Furthermore, they argue that Eala's mental game, while impressive, will be tested even more as she progresses. The pressure of being a top player, of being expected to win every match, is immense. They note that Eala's loss to Paolini showed that she still has work to do in handling the pressure of the biggest moments. Those who defend Eala point to her incredible achievements. She has beaten the best players in the world. She has reached the 4th round of Wimbledon. She is the first Filipino to achieve such a feat. They argue that she is still developing and that her weaknesses are fixable. They point to her incredible work ethic and her team's dedication to her improvement. They note that legends like Martina Navratilova have defended her and believe in her potential. They also note that Eala's aggressive playing style is her greatest asset and that focusing too much on her weaknesses could harm her confidence. The tennis world is watching closely to see which path Eala chooses. Will she focus on fixing her weaknesses, or will she double down on her strengths?
Coco Gauff's tough words about Eala have sparked a debate that has divided the tennis community. But what does this mean for Eala's future? There are several important lessons we can draw from this controversy. First and foremost, it is a reminder that the path to greatness is not easy. Eala has achieved incredible things in a short period of time, but the top players in the world, like Coco Gauff, have worked for years to perfect their games. They have identified their weaknesses and worked tirelessly to address them. Eala must do the same. Secondly, Gauff's words are a challenge. They are a call to action. They were a reminder that talent alone is not enough. Eala must continue to improve if she wants to compete consistently at the highest level. She must fix her serve. She must improve her movement. She must strengthen her mental game. The challenge is clear. The question is whether she will rise to it. Thirdly, the debate has highlighted the importance of different perspectives. Gauff's perspective is that of a Grand Slam champion. She knows what it takes to win. Navratilova's perspective is that of a legend who recognizes immense talent and potential. Both perspectives are valid. Eala must learn from both. She must listen to the constructive criticism and use it to fuel her improvement. At the same time, she must believe in herself and her abilities. Fourthly, the controversy has put Eala in the spotlight. The world is watching her next move. Will she use Gauff's words as motivation? Will she work even harder to prove her doubters wrong? Or will she let the criticism get to her? The answer will define her career. Finally, this is a sign of the changing landscape of tennis. The new generation of players is not afraid to speak their minds. They are not afraid to offer tough love. The days of generic praise are over. The days of brutal honesty are here. For Tennis Pulse, this is a story that transcends the sport. It is a story of ambition, of challenge, and of the relentless pursuit of greatness. Alex Eala is on a journey. It will not be easy. There will be setbacks, there will be criticism, there will be tough words from champions like Coco Gauff. But if she has the courage to listen, the discipline to improve, and the belief to persevere, there is no limit to what she can achieve. The future is bright for Alex Eala. For more coverage in tennis, subscribe and hit the notification bell.